It is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you the Chief Justice of the Iowa Supreme Court, Mark Cady, for his delivery of the State of the Judiciary. Please welcome Justice Cady.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Madam President, Madam Speaker, distinguished members of the General Assembly, Governor Branstad, Lieutenant Governor Reynolds, state officials, colleagues, family, friends, and all Iowans. I have been honored to present the condition of the judiciary message to this assembly on 5 occasions. It is an honor again today. Each time I have tried to describe the efforts of the judicial branch to build Iowa's justice system consistent with the priorities and the needs of all Iowans. Justice is important to every Iowan, and the condition of justice is vital to the overall health and prosperity of this state. We celebrate justice when it prevails. We strengthen justice when it is unequal, and we fight for justice when it is absent. Justice is the core value that inspired our founders when we became a nation and remains today our common bond as Iowans. Justice can be found within us at this moment, and it can be seen across this state every day in the actions of Iowans. It can be seen in the actions of judges. It can be seen in the action of legislators. It can be seen in the actions of the governor, state officials, and of Iowans across this state who see justice as a goal to achieve. It is seen in the actions of community leaders such as Kelly Markey in Des Moines, teachers such as Pete Dammel in Audubon, clerks of court such as Ruth Godfrey from Council Bluffs, and countless other Iowans. The actions of these Iowans and others capture the best of us as a people. Their actions are Iowa's stories of justice. Their stories speak to the priorities for Iowa's justice system. We have expressed these priorities to you in the past, and we remain committed to fulfilling them today. The 6 priorities are to protect Iowa's children, provide full-time access to justice, operate an efficient full-service court system, provide faster and less costly resolution of legal disputes, operate in an open and transparent way, and provide fair and impartial justice for all. These are priorities. These are priorities given to the judicial branch by Iowans. We are accountable to all Iowans and the Constitution for making progress each year to achieve each priority. Today, I will describe the progress made by the judicial branch during the past year and share stories of the efforts of Iowans who seek justice every day. Let me begin by sharing Sydney's story. When Sydney was 17 years old, she was referred to juvenile court services on a possession of alcohol charge. In Iowa, Juvenile court services are a part of the judicial branch. Juvenile court services use a risk assessment analysis to determine if youthful offenders should be referred to juvenile court or diverted into informal probation for services to address their needs. In speaking with Sydney, her juvenile court officer learned that the possession of alcohol charge was only a symptom of a larger problem. He discovered that Sydney had been drinking heavily and was making poor choices in her life. The juvenile court officer placed Sydney on informal probation and found substance abuse treatment for her and her mother. Sydney successfully completed substance abuse treatment and has not returned to court. Today, Sydney is sober, a high school graduate, and a college student. Stories similar to Sydney's are repeated across this state every day. They illustrate the value of our evidence-based risk assessment approach to divert young youthful offenders from juvenile court. As a result, fewer children are being transferred to juvenile court. Instead, the needs of low-risk offenders are met by services through juvenile court services, law enforcement, schools, and community service providers. In 2014, more than 72% of children diverted from juvenile court as low-risk offenders did not return to court. This means that there were 5,392 stories just like Sydney's, stories of children who, like Sydney, successfully completed treatment and avoided a criminal record. On top of that, with the successful diversion of low-risk offenders, our committed and skilled juvenile court officers have more time to work with high-risk youthful offenders to achieve even more stories of success. These outcomes represent the progress we seek and the justice our children deserve. When all children are provided tools and opportunities for success, justice is achieved. This kind of progress has been possible because the governor, the legislature, and the judicial branch have been working together during the past 2 years to pass legislation to give more troubled young Iowans the same opportunities for success given to Sydney. The legislation increased the confidentiality of eligible juvenile records, including dismissed complaints and informal probations. This new approach harmonizes the common goals of public safety and the best interests of our children. It has given greater meaning to juvenile justice. Together, we are making our communities safer, protecting more children, and allowing more children the opportunity to climb the ladder of success without the heavy weight of a criminal record. In my past 2 reports on the condition of the judiciary, I have shared stories of families torn apart by substance abuse who were reunited by family treatment courts. With your help, we have established family treatment courts in all 8 judicial districts. Now, parents in Iowa, more parents in Iowa, have an opportunity to participate in our family treatment courts and to graduate with their children at their side. As of October of last year, 13 family treatment courts across this state have served 823 parents and 1,345 children. I encourage all of you to attend a family treatment court graduation in your area. You'll discover, better than my words could ever convey, what it really means for a parent to reach a point in life never thought possible, with the support of a community team who never stopped believing it was possible. When we provide broken families with the tools and opportunities for success, justice is achieved. Last year, I raised the issue of racial disparity in our criminal justice system. The positive responses that followed from you, the governor, and other Iowans has increased awareness to this complex issue. Let me tell you what the judicial branch is doing. One response has been to better understand the many causes of racial disparity. Last year, the judicial branch trained 716 judges, magistrates, and court staff to recognize implicit biases that may contribute to racial disparities. This training will continue. Another response involves the juvenile justice system. 3 counties, Johnson, Lynn, and Scott, are collaborating with Georgetown University on juvenile court pilot projects. These projects seek to eliminate racial disparity in the juvenile justice system and its adverse consequences to our state. The Georgetown project in Johnson County has reduced school referrals to juvenile court by 61%. The reduced number of juvenile court referrals is encouraging, but racial disparity remains too high. We know we have more work to do, and will continue to do the work with communities to develop broad-based solutions to this complex issue. Finally, in the adult criminal justice system, judges working on the front line share with me that existing standards and conditions for pretrial release in criminal cases can be improved. Research and new programs in other states reveal that standards for pretrial release can be modified to increase the opportunity for release without compromising public safety. As you know, people who are arrested suffer significant consequences when they are unable to meet the standards for release from jail. Examples include loss of job, separation from family, additional debt, and an increased likelihood of future incarceration. We will work with our partners, including the Department of Corrections, the District Department of Corrections, county attorneys, and criminal defense attorneys to find ways to improve the pretrial release system. Racial disparity is a community problem requiring a community solution. Our journey to identify and eliminate racial disparity continues for all of us. When racial disparity and all of its causes are eliminated, justice will be achieved. Progress in our criminal justice progress in our justice system has been made by providing faster, less costly resolution of legal disputes. During the past several years, the judicial branch has introduced problem-solving courts, business courts, and a process to expedite and lower costs of civil litigation. In addition, we are identifying better ways to resolve family law cases and cases involving guardianships and conservatorships. All these innovations are designed to better deliver justice for all. Our regular review of these programs confirms we are making progress. Last summer, the judicial branch conducted its second comprehensive evaluation of the business court pilot project. According to the evaluation, the business courts have been successful because it provides attorneys and litigants with specific judicial expertise in complex cases. The results of the evaluation can best be summarized by a post on the Iowa State Bar Association Facebook page. It read, "Both the bench and the bar are highly satisfied with the program." The evaluation found the attorneys who had cases in the pilot project strongly support business courts and want it to become a permanent part of Iowa's civil litigation system. Based on our review, the Supreme Court is pleased to announce that business courts will continue as a part of Iowa's justice system. We are also pleased to announce that close to 400 expedited civil cases were filed within the first year of implementing this innovative process. This exceeded my expectations. The expedited civil track is designed to provide Iowans with faster, less costly process to resolve civil complaints. We will continue to monitor the results of this innovation to ensure that it best serves the needs and expectations of Iowans. A successful justice system serving the needs of Iowans must conduct trials on schedule and render timely decisions. Last year, the chief judges and court administrators from across the state came together to find new and more efficient ways to utilize our judges and court staff to give all litigants and attorneys the greatest possible confidence in the timely administration of our cases. These early efforts show encouraging results. Our new case management techniques are improving the timely delivery of justice to Iowans. Justice must be found in the way courts operate. We are committed to providing the best customer service to every person who enters our courthouses. It is part of a culture we are working to strengthen every day. Let me share with you the story of Ruth Godfrey, the Potawatomi clerk of court. When the courthouse was renovated, Ruth was involved in the planning. She ensured that the reconfigured clerk of court office was designed so that customers came first and had easy access to her staff. It is a spirit that abounds. The professionalism and care for customers exhibited by Ruth and her staff can be found in every courthouse and all court staff throughout our state. The Iowa justice system is deeply committed in every way to our promise of justice for all. When timely, efficient, and fair administration of justice is consistently delivered to all Iowans, justice is achieved. Part of the judicial branch effort to deliver justice to all Iowans includes the modernization of our jury system. We are doing this three ways. First, we are providing training for judges on implicit biases and ways to help identify jurors to recognize the impact of implicit bias. Second, we have started plans to modernize our jury management software to give greater assurance that randomly selected jury pools represent a fair cross-section of each community. And third, we will begin to collect and monitor data on the racial composition of juries. This internal data will allow us to determine if jury selection process that we use could be improved. The jury system holds a time-honored place in our system of justice, and it must be carefully maintained by us today. When all Iowans have full confidence in the fairness of our jury system, justice is achieved. For all Iowans to have full confidence in our justice system, it's important that the judicial branch operate in an open and transparent way. The Supreme Court visits communities across Iowa to show Iowans how we operate. Last year, we heard arguments in 4 communities and visited 30 high schools and colleges. In the past 4 years, we've held court in 20 communities and visited 123 high schools and colleges. For more and more students, a high school education in Iowa now includes an opportunity to watch a session of the Iowa Supreme Court in their school and an opportunity to meet and interact with a justice from the Iowa Supreme Court in their classrooms. It's an opportunity that gives government teachers across the state an opportunity to help the next generation understand our court system and its important role in administering justice equally to all. Let me share with you the story of Pete Dammel. I met Pete in October when I visited his students at Audubon High School after the Supreme Court visit to Harlan. The respectful and insightful questions asked by his students left an impression on me, and it revealed as much about a teacher as his students. Pete teaches his students about the role of fair and impartial courts in our government and the importance of civil discourse between citizens. His teaching also reminds all of us that an open and transparent justice system enhances the public's understanding of the justice system. The judicial branch is also working towards expanding access to court documents. With statewide electronic filing, court users and the public now have more access to court documents than ever before. Attorneys and parties to a case can access documents online at any time, even when courthouses are closed. The public and the media can access electronic records from public computers in our courthouses where the case is filed. While electronic filing has expanded access for all people by eliminating the need to share paper files, the public and the media do not have access from their own computers. The judicial branch is committed to being open and transparent, but access to court records is not just a matter of public convenience. Court records must remain safe and secure, and confidential information in court records about Iowans must remain private. It is expensive and it's time-consuming to expand online access to our secure court records. But we are working to find solutions that properly balance the necessary security and convenience. Like Pete Damel, the judicial branch is committed to listening and providing Iowans with information about their justice system. It is a commitment that benefits all of us. When the judicial branch is open and responsive to the needs of Iowans, justice is achieved. As we strive to achieve justice, the injustice of human trafficking in Iowa has been brought to the forefront. Let me share with you the story of what Kelly Markey is doing to bring awareness to this problem and help to the victims. Last July, Representative Zach Nunn and I visited Kelly at the shelter she established to care for children victimized by sex traffickers. The shelter is called Dorothy's House. It provides a safe place for young victims and a pathway to heal. We can no longer view human trafficking as a problem reserved to the major cities in America. It exists as a dark underworld in many communities across Iowa and is associated with some of Iowa's most iconic places and events. There is no justice when children are abused and exploited. A prompt, comprehensive, and coordinated effort is needed to identify victims of human trafficking and provide services and protections they need. Last month, the judicial branch provided training on human trafficking to judges, juvenile court officers, law enforcement, and others. This training will allow our judges and juvenile court officers to better address human trafficking cases emerging in our court system. We are also exploring ways to best enable judges and juvenile court officers to work with the victims of human trafficking. We are encouraged and grateful for the response to this problem from the governor, members of this assembly, Commissioner Roxanne Ryan and the Department of Public Safety, local law enforcement, and many others. When we all stand up and join in the caring and compassionate efforts of Iowans like Kelly Markey to address human trafficking, justice is achieved. We hear the call from Iowans for our courts to remain fair and impartial, independent and insulated from all political influences. It is a call we continue to answer as we have in the past. Fair and impartial courts are the foundation of Iowa's justice system. It has helped give Iowa its proud history and has strengthened us as a state today. When fair and impartial courts are assured For our future, justice is achieved. I began today by reminding us of the important position justice occupies in the lives of our founders and in our lives today. I have spoken of progress and the need for more. But as with our founders, our efforts to achieve justice will not be measured only by the actions we take to administer justice. The value of our efforts today will be measured by how our actions advance the values and virtues of justice. These values are identified in our 6 priorities. Iowans want to protect more children. Iowans want greater access to justice. Iowans want more efficient resolution of legal disputes. Iowans want an open and transparent justice system. Iowans want racial disparity eliminated. Iowans want fair and impartial justice for all. These are the values and the virtues advanced by the actions of Kelly Markey, Pete Dammel, Ruth Godfrey, and countless other Iowans. They are the values and virtues we must advance. We will always face challenging times in delivering our promise of justice for all. Challenges that will always be overcome when our values and virtues guide the actions we take and the decisions we make. So, let us work together to advance Iowa's system of justice, to make ours the best in the nation. Thank you so much. Thank you.